Hello, fellas and ladies. I am here to predict the Critics' Choice winners. The winners will be announced on this Sunday, on the Sunday, and the same day as BAFTA. It's a couple hours after BAFTA. I will be doing a BAFTA prediction video as well, and I'm going to be doing a Critics' Choice reaction video. I filmed one for SAG. It is filmed, but the reactions were so boring and lame. I was like, well, what the fuck am I putting it out for? Just me doing this for, besides Jessica Chastain, just me doing this for 10 minutes. It's like, yeah. So yeah, but this time hopefully these winners are more like, whoa, so I can actually, post a video this time. Anyway, I have the nominations in front of me, so I'm just going to go through each of them. Also, it's worth noting that SAGs happened, give or take a little under 2 weeks ago. And I am filming this on the 10th, and Critics' Choice voting began on the 9th. They started yesterday. So yeah, I'm going to say that SAG had an impact on what's going to win on Sunday. All right, best foreign language film. This one's easy. It's going to be Drive My Car. I'm going to point out a lot in this video that Critics' Choice are mainly predictions. They mainly predict more than they actually give their Critics' Choice. But not only is that the smartest prediction, but also it is an actual critics pick. So, can't go wrong with that. Best comedy. Now, I know, this is a tricky one. This is tricky because on one hand, you're like, oh, fucking easy. It's either Don't Look Up or Licorice Pizza nominated for Best Picture at both Oscars and here. But, man, they don't always do that. Like, I remember Dolomite Is My Name beating Jojo Rabbit. I think, there are other examples, too. Let me look at this. Crazy Rich Asians beating The Favorite. Big Sick beating Lady Bird. They usually go with the actual comedies, so this could actually go. I'm gonna actually be bold here. I think smart choice is Licorice Pizza and then maybe Don't Look Up. I'm gonna be bold and actually say Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. That's a comedy that the critics love, so I'm gonna predict that and be a little risque. If it's Licorice Pizza, I won't be surprised. Don't Look Up a little surprising. All right, best animated feature. Like I said, the Critics' Choice like to predict. And what movie has won every single award with the word animated on it? It's going to be Encanto. It's going to be Encanto. It probably won't be Flea. It probably won't be Mitchell's versus the Machines. Best visual effects. This one's also pretty easy. I think it's going to be Dune. Again, similar thing that I said with foreign language. They like to predict, but also if it actually is a critics pick, which Dune for visual effects is, it's like, what the fuck would I not predict? Best hair and makeup. Okay, this one's actually tricky. Because on one hand, I want to be like, oh, what's the likeliest movie to win makeup? I don't know what that movie is. My prediction is Isa Tammy Faye, so maybe I should just go with that because it might pair with an actress winner. Spoiler alert for later. But they could go with Dune. They're not going to go with Nightmare Alley. I'm pretty certain of that. Cruella did win the Guild, so it could be Cruella. I might play it safe and say Isa Tammy Faye. Could it be Dune? Sure, maybe it'd be Cruella. I don't think it's going to be House of Gucci, though. I really don't. Because again, they predict, and I don't think that's the top of anyone's prediction list. Best song. I'm gonna predict No Time to Die. I don't know for sure if that's gonna win, but it's the front runner, and that's what matters at this point. Usually, but it's also tricky because usually the Critics' Choice happens after the Golden Globes, not this late into the season. Usually Critics' Choice happens before SAG. Now we have SAG after Critics' Choice, so that makes things really, really tricky. But I do, because I think No Time to Die is the front runner, I am going to say that for Critics' Choice, even if I don't know for sure if it's winning the Oscar. Best score, I think Dune's going to win. Again, they like to predict. I think even if they weren't just doing prediction, I think Dune would stand a shot. So yeah, I'm going to say Dune. Power of the Dog, yeah, I can win. I can see Power of the Dog winning this, but I'm going to stick with Dune. Best production design. Now, this one's a little bit trickier. I'm not gonna lie. Because what part of it, could they just go straight full Dune? Could they just go full Dune? Below the line? I'm not sure. Because that was another issue I had with makeup. Okay, fuck. I think Nightmare Alley is gonna win the Oscar. I don't know if that's a front runner though. I'm gonna say Nightmare Alley for this one. Dune could win. Honestly, even West Side Story could win too. Costume design. I'm gonna say Cruella. It's the front runner. Again, it's the front runner, and it is a front runner to win. West Side Story, that could win too. Same with Dune. Again, they could go all out on Dune in the way they did with Black Panther. Best editing. Dune again. Mike going Dune again. I don't know. I don't really. I don't really see them giving it the Power of the Dog. Yeah, the other three aren't even not Licorice Pizza, West Side Story, Belfast aren't even nominated for the Oscar. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, okay, yeah. I think it's gonna be Dune. Yeah, it's gonna be Dune. All right, best cinematography. I don't know. This is actually. I don't think it'll be Belfast. I think I can safely say no to Belfast because it wasn't nominated for the Oscars. I don't think they're gonna give it to West Side Story because again they predict same thing with Tragedy Macbeth. Yeah, it can be Power of the Dog. And do I go safe or do I I think safe pick is Dune. Power of the Dog has been getting a lot of momentum in this category. Or do they no what? Okay, I'm not gonna predict it, but I can see this being a tie between Dune and Power of the Dog. Because Critics' Choice love their ties, then they cannot make up their fucking mind. So they're just like, hey, both of them. I'll go with Dune as my number 1, 2 Power of the Dog. I think it could be one of those two, maybe a tie. All right, best adapted screenplay, it's going to be The Power of the Dog. Could CODA win the Oscar at the end of the day? I think so. I think it could. The Power of the Dog don't win here. Next, original screenplay. This is a little tricky. I mean, okay, by tricky I mean it's between Belfast and Licorice Pizza, easily. Man, I actually don't know. I actually got no idea. Is it like because neither of them are the frontman? I know Belfast won the Globes. I feel like people forgot that happened at this point. You know what? They did give it to First Reformed, and because it actually has a shot at winning, unlike First Reformed, I'm actually going to say Licorice Pizza because they kind of, even though they're vastly different movies, I think that they're similar in a sense in terms of like I don't fucking know what I'm saying. Licorice Pizza. It's more criticky, and it actually has a shot at winning. Could Belfast win? Yes. Maybe the tie. I'm not. Okay. Spoiler: I am predicting a tie at one point. Best acting ensemble. Not Harder They Fall. What's the front runner? CODA's not nominated, so we can't go that easy. It could be Don't Look Up. It could be Don't Look Up. But honestly, I might predict Belfast. It did just win the Hollywood Critic Association. I know that means jack shit, but like it's like, hey, we know what critics are thinking at the very least. So. Okay, I'm gonna say Belfast. I'm gonna say Belfast. Power of the Dog is also up there, so is Don't Look Up. West Side Story could win too. Best young actress/actress. This is actually hard. This is actually hard. Also, this is a stellar lineup. Jude Hill, Cooper Hoffman, Emilia Jones, Woody Norman, Sinai Cindy, Rachel Zegler. Bruh, 3 of these are actually in my personal lineup for actor and actress and supporting actor and supporting actress. So yeah, it's a stellar 6. He's my pick to win. But unfortunately, I'm going to say Woody Norman will not win. I'm going to say he won't win. And same with Sinai. I think those two are definitely not winning. You know what? Same with Cooper Hoffman. I think it's going to be Jude Hill, Emilia Jones, and Rachel Zegler. Now, a part of me, if you would ask me a month ago, it would have been easy, Rachel Zegler, because objectively speaking, of these 6, she was the closest to an Oscar nomination. That being said, at the time, so was Helena Zengel to Alan Kim, and yet that happened. Man, I think Zegler would be the least surprising. I could be Jude. Honestly, Jude Hill doesn't really seem to have that much hype around him compared to Zegler and Jones. Jones, why would I be considering Jones? CODA's having a moment. CODA really is having a moment right now. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Rachel Zegler. She did win the Golden Globe, so I guess that's something. But it could be Jude or Amelia. Once again, solid 6 lineup. Awesome. Best supporting actress, Ariana DeBose. Best supporting actor. Best supporting actor is tricky because there isn't a definite front runner. I think, in my opinion, Cody Smith-McPhee and Jodie Coster are co-front runners, so that makes this hard. So I said earlier I'd be predicting tie, and this is my prediction. My prediction is that it is going to be a tie between Troy and Cody. Just so it's out there, if I were to say which one do I think is most if in the likely event that it actually doesn't tie and I'm wrong, I know the Oscar expert told me hey, if you're predicting a tie, you're wrong. I know, God, but if I were to say which one, I did say with Licorice Pizza and screenplay, it could win. And it's a critic's pick. But honestly, Troy's also a critic's pick. Troy was also, I know Cody was more of one, but Troy was also one. And he has hype right now, unlike Cody. Okay, if I were to say only one of them won, I'll say Troy. I'll say Troy would be the one, but I'm going to say it's a tie between Troy and Cody. I was going to say actress. No, let's go to best actor. Let's go to best actor first. I think this is easily going to be Will Smith. I understand Benedict Cumberbatch was a critic sweeper. Shut the fuck up! I'm gonna say Will Smith. He's the front runner. Maybe he doesn't win BAFTA. I'll get to that in the other video, but I think Will is going to win the Critics' Choice. Bozeman beat Hopkins last year. I know y'all love to compare the two, but this is a situation where it is comparable. Best actress. This is a fun one. All right, let's right off the bat. Alana, Haim, Lady Gaga. Get the fuck out of here. We're nominated for the Oscar. No way the predictor ass Critics' Choice are giving it to them. Next to that is Olivia Colman. Get the fuck out of here. She's not the front runner by any means. And if they were going for a critics pick, they would not go for her. They'd go with Kristen Stewart. So she's not winning either. Now, Nicole Kidman, I know, like, she's definitely not the front runner anymore. That being said, it's worth remembering that not all of Critics' Choice are pundits. So they might not realize that Nicole Kidman is no longer the front runner. But it's like they could still vote for Nicole Kidman, still thinking she's the front runner. Because Jessica Chastain, even though I think she is the definite front runner, I don't think it's like as obvious. And then you got Kristen Stewart, who swept the critics groups. It's super tricky. Like, she got the Oscar nomination, so the Critics' Choice, they do have the green light to actually give her the win. But will they? Because, like, look at last year. I know people are going to be like, oh, Andra Day won the Globe, and she didn't win. Carey Mulligan still won the Critics' Choice. Carey Mulligan was still the critics' pick. That's different. Critics' Choice happened the week after the Golden Globes. And Golden Globes gave it to Andra Day, who was almost everybody's number 5. That was a shell shock moment. I think all of us are still kind of like, wait, is Andra actually going to win the Oscar? So in a way, Carey Mulligan was still the quote unquote front runner. So yeah, it makes sense that they give it to her still. So I think it's a very different situation. On top of that, Jessica Chastain is kind of a critic, like definitely not anywhere near the same level of critics like that Kristen Stewart was, but she did well with critics, Chastain at least. Like, she got a couple of them. She got nominated for nearly all of them. So I think okay, my number 1 is Jessica Chastain. She does seem like the front runner, yeah, I think it would happen. Do I think Kristen Stewart could win? Yeah, I get the argument, but I'm not gonna lie. My best synopsis is if Kristen Stewart wins, it's gonna be via a tie. So yeah, the prediction is Jessica Chastain. Number 2 is Kristen Stewart. Best director is going to be Jane Campion. It's it's the front runner to win Best Picture and a critics pick. Why come on. What argument can you make against, like, oh, maybe you give it to Kenny B? No, shut the fuck up. All right, Best Picture. I think he's going to be Power of the Dog. But my number 2 is not Belfast. It's actually CODA. And here is why. CODA is being, for some reason, ridiculously, people are starting to predict it for Best Picture based off of that SAG win. A lot of people are buying it. So could Critics' Choice members predict CODA here? Honestly, I think it could. I really think it could. I think it's going to be Power of the Dog still, but yeah, it could be CODA. But yeah, my prediction is going to be Power of the Dog. I think it is going to win. Honestly, I know people are saying Power of the Dog at Belfast. Honestly, at Critics' Choice, I think it might be Power of the Dog versus CODA. But I do think it's going to be Power of the Dog. All right. That was my prediction video. Let's see. Hopefully I'm more right than I am wrong. Please like this video and then also subscribe so you can see my reaction. And also tomorrow, hopefully I will get a prediction for the BAFTAs out to you. All right. Video's over now.